Over the past few weeks, we have spent a lot of time learning about different types of geospatial data, how to gather it, how to collect it. Now we're at the point in our semester where we can ask questions about what we can actually do with that data, or how can I use this data to answer questions, solve problems, or influence decision making. Some questions that you could ask that require the use of geospatial data and geospatial technology are things like, where in San Diego County is most at risk for wildfires this season? Where should we build a new shopping mall or a new housing development? How do we effectively bring transit to San Diego Airport? For those of you interested in anthropology and archaeology, how do you save time and money on site visits and site digs by figuring out the location that's most likely to have more artifacts or more cultural resources? What if you wanted to reintroduce a species to San Diego County? How can we find where are the most suitable habitats for that species? How can we go about figuring out where to release the different species? This is the heart of GIS, these questions that we can ask. We're going beyond just displaying data and collecting data to actually answering those questions. So all of the questions I just posed all involve some sort of geospatial data and methods that we're going to cover in the next couple modules, and technologies used to solve that. In the chapters that we're covering over the next couple weeks, you are going to be getting a lot of key terms thrown at you, a lot of new terms, a lot of new ideas related to GIS, related to methods that you can use with geospatial data models, all sorts of different new things. So keep in mind as you're going through the textbook to pay attention to those terms in the margin and to come back to them if you're confused about anything. We'll also get some hands-on time with Quantum GIS or QGIS, which you should have installed by now on your home computer. One of the things I like to remind people when we start working in Q is that give yourself extra time for the exercises. It's a lot like learning a language when you're learning a new software. It's going to be very confusing. It's going to take a while to remember where all the different buttons are. But the more hands-on time you have, the more time you can dedicate to learning the software, the easier it becomes in the future. And since you have to use the software in your final project, it's good to put that hands-on time in ahead of that final deadline in our last week of class, so you can produce a better product in the end. But if you have any questions, you know where to find me.